So I'm here today to talk about my experience with grace that I feel very much in gratitude for today. I'll talk a little bit about what brought me to this place where I am today. My relationship that I've developed with myself and with Anna of Grace, which is why I'm here today. And smiling today, because not too long ago I wasn't smiling. I was very sad, and you could call it a bottom, an emotional bottom, if you had to give it a name. My experience that brought me to the place that I am right now, today, or experiences, were a lot. I don't think that they're necessarily different from what others are experiencing right now, because when I look around and see people and talk with them, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of frustration and sadness, confusion and negativity, the same, maybe different situations, but the same emotion. Almost, is overwhelming emotion. Everything for me seems to be problems now, because I know that it's just a circumstance that will change, that is changing. Relationships, health, economic situations, financially, it's been a really hard year for me and my family. And with just those three things, I think, it was enough for me after a period to really start feeling overwhelmed and sad by all of it. I felt very alone, and that was being aware of how alone I felt, I think, was the catalyst of my emotional bottom. The awareness that I really wasn't okay, and I was sad, and every day I cried because of how sad I was, and I felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. I felt like everything just kept happening, one thing after another, and I started to question whether it was just going to stay like that and if I could handle it, because I've always considered myself to be a strong person, and I've been through a lot of circumstances in my life, experiences that I've gotten through, but I never felt like this. I never felt that I was at the end of my rope emotionally, and so lonely. So I was crying a lot, and I was going to school, a student and I'm a mother and a wife. And it was hard for me just to get up out of bed and do the normal things that I needed to do during the day. To do my schoolwork, to go to class, to help my kids with their homework, to make dinner, to make my bed. Simple things were becoming increasingly difficult for me. And I was on the computer one day, and I received an email from a very dear friend of mine about a session that Anna of Grace was having. And it really hit me hard that this was something that I needed to find out more about. Just in the verbiage of the email, I felt it. And on this same day that I got this email from this dear friend of mine, I made a visit to the mental health department because I knew that I needed help some way, somehow, sorting out this cluster of emotion that was debilitating me in my life. And I didn't know where to turn because of financial issues, so the only place that I knew to go was the mental health department. So I went in that day and I sat down to fill out all of the paperwork, and I looked around me, and I didn't feel like I was in the right place at all. I knew I wasn't in the right place. But at the same time, at that point during the day, I didn't see any other options available. And I wrote down that I was feeling very depressed, and I didn't know what to do, and I was very sad. And as they were taking my paperwork into the computer, I was crying, because that's all I knew how to do at that point. And they said that they would schedule me for an orientation in a couple weeks. So that was that. There wasn't really any help there at that time. And I thought to myself, how can I go a couple more weeks feeling the way that I feel?
It's okay. Breathe.
Because I knew I couldn't go another day feeling like that. So I left the health department and I went home. And I got on the computer to try to do my homework, and I got an email. An email about Anna of Grace, and I don't even remember what the email said. I just remember feeling a sliver of hope from reading it.